My first recollection of the word Holocaust came from my grandfather. My father would buy for me and my brothers second-hand comic books on the Second World War, and we would be reading through and admiring the fighter pilots and the jets that they flew. And my grandfather, who was a veteran who had fought in both the First and the Second World Wars, was the person who spoke to me and said that I should read those comic books with fahamu, which is the Kiswahili word for consciousness. He said, you know, war is not good. The bombs that were dropped by the fighter pilots kill people. And human beings have this tendency to fight against each other and to resolve issues through violence. And you must find a way to ensure that this does not happen. And then I asked him, what is the worst possible thing that you think happened during the First and Second World Wars? And he said it was definitely the Holocaust. And he said he talked about Auschwitz, and he talked about the kind of things that happened there. And it took this consciousness about what war means and why my grandfather, who'd fought in two wars, kept saying that it was bad, began to grow in me through this fahamu, that I was able to create fahamu, this consciousness, so that everything I read, I thought about the impact, because that's what he said. He said, think about the impact of what was going on during the war. I then ended up invited to Auschwitz itself, and to be in Auschwitz and to then understand what war actually means. The impact on me from Auschwitz was huge. A few years later, I too started teaching in Auschwitz, teaching for the Auschwitz Institute for the Prevention of Genocide. So the consciousness kept growing on me, and ultimately now I find myself in this position as the special advisor on the prevention of genocide, advising the Secretary General as an Undersecretary General. And really, you cannot imagine a better position from which to articulate the values of fahamu that I learned from my grandfather, that I am in this space where I'm able to do something about it. And I do not imagine a single day when I do not walk into this office and think about fahamu, especially because I see those who deny the Holocaust, and those who deny genocides like those that happened in Srebrenica and in Rwanda against the Tutsi. The deniers of the genocides take the template from the deniers of the Holocaust. So I see the influence in so many negative ways. I also see it in positive ways, because there's a lot of history that I would never have learned if I did not approach the subject of the Holocaust with the fahamu, the consciousness that my grandfather, who was a veteran of both world wars, taught me.